Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Alex Thompson, and as a healthcare professional, I've dedicated my career to helping seniors, particularly men, navigate the health challenges that come with aging. I often hear from my patients about frustrating issues that disrupt their lives, like getting up multiple times a night to use the bathroom, or dealing with that nagging pressure in the lower abdomen. It's incredibly common for men over 60 to experience these symptoms and just brush them off as a normal part of getting older. But what if I told you that wasn't the whole story? Many men don't realize that some of their simple everyday routines, especially the things they do right before bed, could be making their prostate problems significantly worse. We often associate these symptoms with an enlarged prostate, or BPH, and while that's part of it, our lifestyle choices play a huge role in managing those symptoms. It's easy to think, this is just how it is now, but that mindset can prevent you from finding real relief and improving your quality of life, especially your sleep. That's why in today's video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this topic. I'm going to walk you through 7 common bedtime habits that might be silently harming your prostate health. More importantly, for each habit, I'll give you simple, actionable solutions you can start implementing tonight. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge to take back control of your nights and your health. Let's get into it. First on our list is something that seems healthy on the surface: drinking too much water right before you go to sleep. We're always told to stay hydrated, and that's absolutely true. Your body needs water to function correctly. However, the timing of your hydration is critical, especially when you have an enlarged or sensitive prostate. When you drink a large glass of water, a big mug of herbal tea, or any other fluid just before hitting the sack, you're essentially setting yourself up for a night of interruptions. This liquid quickly makes its way to your bladder, causing it to fill up and expand while you're trying to sleep. For a man with a healthy prostate, this might not be a huge issue. But when your prostate is enlarged, it's already putting pressure on your bladder and urethra. Adding a full bladder to the mix intensifies that pressure significantly. This creates a powerful urge to urinate that your body simply can't ignore, forcing you out of a deep sleep. This cycle of waking up, going to the bathroom, and trying to fall back asleep is a major cause of sleep deprivation, which in turn can affect your overall health, mood, and even hormone levels that influence your prostate. The solution here is simple, and it's all about timing. Focus on drinking the majority of your fluids, your water, your tea, your juice, earlier in the day. Make it a goal to be well hydrated by the early evening. Then about 2 to 3 hours before your planned bedtime, start tapering off your fluid intake. If you're thirsty, have a few small sips of water to wet your mouth, but avoid chugging a full glass. This simple adjustment allows your body to process the fluids and empty your bladder before you settle in for the night, dramatically reducing your chances of those frustrating nighttime bathroom trips. Alright, let's talk about a habit that has become incredibly common in our modern world: lying in bed for hours watching TV or scrolling on a tablet. It feels relaxing, like a good way to wind down, but it can have negative effects on your prostate health. First, let's consider the physical aspect. When you're lying down for an extended period without moving much, you're reducing blood flow. Good circulation is vital for your prostate. Stagnant blood flow in the pelvic region can contribute to inflammation and hinder your body's natural healing processes. The second problem is the blue light emitted from these screens. This light signals to your brain that it's still daytime. It actively suppresses melatonin production, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. When your melatonin levels are disrupted, the quality of your sleep becomes much poorer. Chronic poor sleep is a form of stress on the body, and stress is a major contributor to inflammation, which can aggravate symptoms of an enlarged prostate. So that seemingly harmless habit is a double whammy. It impacts you physically and hormonally. The fix is to reclaim your bedroom as a space for sleep. Make a rule for yourself: no screens in bed. Instead, designate the last 30 to 60 minutes as a screen-free wind-down period. You can do this in your living room or a comfortable chair. What can you do instead? Try reading a physical book or an e-reader without blue light backlight. Listen to some calming music or a podcast. You could even do some light, gentle stretching to improve blood flow to your pelvic area. This creates a healthier transition into deep restorative sleep that benefits your entire body, prostate included. This next topic might be a little uncomfortable to talk about, but it is absolutely crucial for your prostate health: sleeping while you're constipated. Your digestive system and your urinary system are located in very close proximity within your pelvic cavity. Think of it as a crowded neighborhood. When your colon is full of hard, compacted stool due to constipation, it physically takes up more space. This enlarged colon then presses directly against your bladder and your prostate gland, creating a constant, uncomfortable pressure. This external pressure on the bladder can mimic the feeling of it being full, triggering that annoying, persistent urge to urinate even when you don't have much urine. Furthermore, the pressure on the prostate itself can exacerbate inflammation and discomfort, making the symptoms of BPH feel much worse. You might find yourself straining more when you try to urinate, or feeling like you can't fully empty your bladder. Over time, chronic constipation and the associated straining can weaken pelvic floor muscles, further complicating urinary issues. It's a vicious cycle that starts in your gut, but directly impacts your night. So how do we keep things moving smoothly? The solution starts with your diet and daily habits. Ensure you're getting enough fiber from sources like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. Fiber helps soften the stool and makes it easier to pass. Hydration is also key, so remember our first point about drinking water throughout the day. A simple but effective habit is to take a short 15-minute walk after dinner. This gentle movement can stimulate your digestive system and promote a bowel movement before you head to bed, relieving that internal pressure and setting you up for a much more comfortable night's sleep. This one sounds almost too simple to be a problem, but you'd be surprised how many people do it, skipping that last trip to the bathroom right before you turn out the lights. Maybe you're already cozy in bed, you're feeling tired, and you think, I don't really have to go that badly, I can hold it until morning. While this might seem harmless, making a habit of holding your urine overnight can put unnecessary and prolonged stress on your urinary system, especially when your prostate is already causing issues. When you intentionally hold it, your bladder has to stretch to accommodate the urine. A stretched bladder, combined with an already enlarged prostate, creates a high-pressure environment in your pelvis. This sustained pressure can contribute to chronic inflammation of both the bladder and the prostate. Think of it like a balloon being constantly overinflated. Eventually the material weakens. In medical terms, this can increase the risk of urinary tract infections and may even, over the long term, contribute to a weakening of the bladder muscle, making it harder to empty completely in the future. The solution is to build an unbreakable pre-sleep routine. Make that final trip to the bathroom a non-negotiable step, just like brushing your teeth. Do it right before you get into bed. Even if you don't feel a strong urge, go anyway. Try to relax and take your time to ensure you empty your bladder as completely as possible. This simple act of preventative emptying removes the source of that overnight pressure, gives your prostate and bladder a much-needed break, and significantly reduces the likelihood that you'll be woken up by a desperate urge a few hours later. It's a small habit with a big payoff for your comfort. We've all been there. It's late, you're watching a movie, and that craving for a salty snack just hits. A bag of potato chips, some salted pretzels, or maybe a bowl of instant noodles might seem like a satisfying treat, but honestly, indulging in high-sodium foods before bed is a bad move for your prostate. Here's why. Sodium makes your body retain fluid. When you consume a lot of salt, your body holds onto water to try and dilute the excess sodium in your bloodstream. This whole process, which we call fluid retention, doesn't just make you feel bloated or cause your ankles to swell. That extra fluid also ends up in your bladder overnight, leading to the same problem we talked about with drinking too much water, more frequent urination, and disrupted sleep. But it actually goes a step further. This kind of systemic fluid retention can increase the overall pressure within your pelvic region, putting more stress on an already sensitive prostate. Furthermore, high-sodium diets are strongly linked to high blood pressure or hypertension. Hypertension can impair blood flow throughout the body, including those delicate vessels that supply the prostate, and this can potentially worsen BPH symptoms over time. So, instead of reaching for those salty snacks, try making a conscious swap for prostate-friendly alternatives. If you need a crunchy snack, go for a handful of unsalted pumpkin seeds. They're an excellent source of zinc, which is vital for prostate health. A small bowl of plain yogurt with some berries is another great option. It's low in sodium and provides probiotics. Even a few walnuts or almonds can really satisfy that craving. By choosing low-sodium, anti-inflammatory foods, you not only avoid the negative effects of fluid retention, but also actively give your body nutrients that support a healthier prostate. Let's talk about your sleeping position. It might be something you've never really considered in relation to your prostate health, but it can make a difference. A lot of people find sleeping on their stomach to be the most comfortable position. But honestly, it may not be the best choice, especially for men dealing with prostate issues. When you lie face down, Your body's weight can place direct, continuous pressure on your midsection. This includes your internal organs, and specifically your bladder. This sustained pressure on the bladder can, you guessed it, create a sensation of fullness and an urge to urinate, even when it's not really necessary. It's just a purely mechanical pressure. Additionally, this position can sometimes compromise the optimal alignment of your spine and hips, which can subtly affect nerve function and blood flow to the entire pelvic region. While it might not be the single biggest factor, if you're already struggling with nighttime urinary frequency, your sleeping position could be an unnecessary, aggravating element that is relatively easy to change. The best sleeping positions to take the pressure off your prostate and bladder are sleeping on your back or, even better, on your side. Sleeping on your left side, in particular, is often recommended since it can improve circulation and even aid digestion. Now, if you're a lifelong stomach sleeper, making the switch can definitely be tough. A great tool to help you transition is a body pillow. Hugging a body pillow can simulate the feeling of pressure on your front that you're used to, while keeping you comfortably on your side and preventing you from rolling over onto your stomach in your sleep. It's a simple adjustment that can help create a more pressure-free environment for your bladder all night long. Our final habit is actually one of the most powerful and honestly often overlooked: going to bed with a mind full of stress and anxiety. In our fast-paced lives, it's so easy to carry the worries of the day, work deadlines, family issues, financial concerns, right into the bedroom with you. When your mind is racing, your body enters this fight or flight state, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This hormonal cascade is really the opposite of what your body needs to relax and repair itself during sleep. This state of chronic stress has a direct physical impact. Cortisol in particular is known to promote inflammation throughout the body. For a man with BPH, this systemic inflammation can directly aggravate the prostate gland, making it more swollen and tender and worsening urinary symptoms. Furthermore, stress can cause tension in the pelvic floor muscles. When these muscles are chronically clenched, they can squeeze the urethra and make urination difficult and painful. So the stress in your head is actually creating very real physical problems in your pelvis. To combat this, you need to create a buffer zone between your stressful day and your peaceful sleep. This means actively practicing relaxation techniques in the hour before bed. This could be as simple as 5 minutes of deep breathing exercises. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. You could listen to calming ambient music or use a guided meditation app. For some folks, journaling and writing down their worries helps get them out of their head and onto paper. The key is to find what works for you and to do it consistently. Calming your mind is honestly one of the best things you can do to calm your prostate. So there you have it. 7 common bedtime habits that could be making your prostate symptoms worse. As we've seen today, the connection between our simple, everyday choices and our long-term health is incredibly powerful. From the time you drink your last glass of water to the position you sleep in, these small details really do add up. The good news is that you are in control. You don't have to live with the frustration of sleepless nights and constant bathroom trips. Making small, intentional changes can lead to a big difference in your quality of life. I know that changing 7 habits at once can feel overwhelming, so don't try to. My advice is to start with just one. Pick the one habit from this list that resonated with you the most, the one you think, I can definitely do that. Maybe it's swapping your salty chips for pumpkin seeds, or maybe it's committing to a 5-minute deep breathing exercise before bed. Start there. Once that becomes a natural part of your routine, pick another one. Gradual, consistent changes are the ones that stick and deliver lasting results. Remember, being proactive about your health today is an investment in your well-being for all your tomorrows. These aren't just tricks to sleep better tonight, they are strategies for supporting a healthier prostate for years to come. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which one habit are you going to try to change first? Your journey can inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who might benefit, and be sure to subscribe for more practical health tips. Stay healthy, stay proactive, and let's continue working towards a healthier future for your prostate.